welcome to Coffee with Cannon. It's a little nippy out here today. I was always saying from the beginning here, as it gets colder and colder, I don't know if I'm going to have the nerve to keep sitting out here, but right now it seems pretty cool. So, how's everyone doing today? Monday, November. I don't have the exact date. What date is it? Anyone joining me? Give me the exact date. I think it's November 15th, isn't it? Wow. Amazing how fast this month is going, Carly Signs, good evening from the UK. Bernie Manley, hi, cheers, coffee. Hello, it's the 15th, that's right. Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Coffee with Cannon, thanks for joining me. In me golden, I'm in me golden, the way I call it me yod, but you Brits call it me golden, so I'll call it me golden. Jen J, how are you? Good to see everybody. It's I had to get up early today. Well, early for me. I got up early, like 7 o'clock, because my son had stayed overnight. This is the one who lives in the city and works as a film editor, so I had to get up, drive him to the train station, and then, being that I was up, I just went straight to the gym after that. Hello, Brenda A. Bright, Tara Ellis. Morning to all. Morning to everyone. So I drove him. He lives in Manhattan right now. And my other one, I told you, my oldest, you guys are probably getting tired of hearing this. He just moved to Denver like five days ago. So me wife and I are empty nesters. Thank you. It's the least I could do. The horrible thing about driving someone to the train station at that hour is if you get stuck behind a school bus, it's horrendous because they stop and pick up people. And every time they stop, they put the stop. You can't go around a school bus. That is a cardinal sin that you could be not only excommunicated from the church, but you can be in serious trouble. Hello, Kathy Bates. Nice to see you. My son's in Denver. So far, I don't miss him. It's 5 days. I can get along without him for 5 days. I'm going to go to Denver this winter and visit him, definitely. My wife is doing very well. I just saw her. She just came back from a walk, and she's getting more and more stamina, so her walk is becoming longer and longer. Very chilly here in Indiana, Brenda A. Bright. It's chilly here in New York in Westchester County, too, but we'll warm it up with Coffee with Cannon. Thank you guys for joining. So I don't know if anyone that's in the chat right now watched the show last night we did. Phil Grimaldi and I did a show. Bernie Manley, it's chilly in Maine. I can imagine Maine must be freezing. Blondie, 1025, hello. Alicia B, thank you. Thank you guys all for the well wishes in regards to my wife. So Phil and I did a show on New York City anti-crime. And the mayor-elect, Eric Adams, seeing that crime is going the wrong way, it's going up, that he wants to restore anti-crime, which this current mayor got rid of anti-crime because he felt that it was too heavy-handed. That's, I guess, the way he put it. But he used the police commissioner to do the dirty work, and the current police commissioner, Commissioner Shea, he actually got rid of anti-crime, and it's one of the most effective units on the New York City Police Department. Each precinct has an anti-crime unit, usually one sergeant with 6 cops that works alternate days off from another sergeant and 6 cops. And they target street crime, guns, robberies, grand larcenies, stolen vehicles, burglaries, things like that. Things that they can observe on the street. Obviously, a burglary you can't observe on the street, but you can observe burglars post-burglary or pre-burglary and put them under surveillance. That's anti-crime is self-initiated, and they blend in with the community, and they do one hell of a job. Steffi, good morning from Little Rock, Arkansas. Did I say it right? I didn't say sauce. I said Arkansas, I know sometimes I say Illinois. It's really Illinois. That S is silent. That's the New York accent. We get away with it once in a while, right? Well, from the Astroworld concert, continuing bad news, a young boy, a 9-year-old boy, his name is Ezra Blunt. He became the 10th victim of that concert. He died, I believe, yesterday. He was in a induced coma but he had sustained from getting trampled. He had sustained injuries to his head, his lungs, and his brain, and he wasn't expected to live. But yesterday, he in fact did die, and horrible situation. A 9-year-old boy. Apparently, he was on his father's shoulders, and his father got also so crushed in he couldn't breathe, and he fell to the ground, and so did the boy, and that resulted in this young boy named Ezra Blunt sustaining those injuries that I just spoke about, and he died yesterday. Yeah, very sad, horrendously sad, you know. And we spoke a great deal about that concert and the horrors of all the things that occurred, and the warning signs. And it's going to continue to be in the public consciousness because Marie Green, factual, high, lovely, good, devastating. Good morning, factual breakdown. That's from Steffi. Yeah, so a horrendous situation that we'll continue probably to talk about because, you know, there was 300 people injured. Besides the people that died from that, 300 people were injured, and horrible, horrible. British Chippy, hi Bill. Hey Bill, hope you're well. I am well, British Chippy. Loved your online name, that's great. Yeah, so, you know, people that were, hello, Lady as a Tramp, great to see you guys. So, yeah, so Phil and I have been plugging along, trying to come up with different topics, different, on the 30th, I think I told you a while ago, we're going to do a show on the Boston Marathon bombing. And the book is called Mayhem. And it's a great book, and we're going to base the whole episode. And in fact, Cliff Moylan, who played Sergeant McClellan in the movie Patriot Days, he's going to come on the show also. And we're excited to do that. Yes, Miss McPhee is the author of that book. She's written numerous books. We've had her on once before. She's a great guest. I think our former producer, Andrew Steiner, has done some work with her, and he referred her to us. And yes, Alicia B., the Boston Marathon bombing is going to be very interesting. We got a real inside view with Michelle McPhee, who wrote the book. She did extensive research on that, and I think it's Tara Ellis, did I watch Judge DeMango on Banfield? Yes, I did. The judge has been on our show twice. She's fantastic. I would love to have her on again. I just saw that British Chippy just had a failed terrorist attack in Liverpool. It doesn't stop, right? The podcast Mayhem is wicked awesome. Thank you so much. Can't wait. I have a reminder said, hi, Bill from the UK. Bomb went off in Liverpool today. A cab driver. I heard the cab driver locked the terrorist inside the cab. Is that true? I didn't watch the story. Someone at the gym told me about it. Yeah, the cab driver saved the day, apparently. And that's fantastic. You know, it's the old thing in New York City when they say, if you see something, say something. Well, he obviously did. So I'm glad our friend Andy the Gabby Cabby is safe and not anywhere near that. If you guys aren't subscribed to Andy the Gabby Cabby, I wish you would. He's a hell of a guy, and we've been plugging him from across the pond, and he's been doing the same for us. So we appreciate Andy the Gabby Cabby. Marie Green, are you from Ireland, Marie? Are you from the Emerald Isle? I thought I read that you were. Could you answer if you are, and what part of Ireland, if you are from Ireland? The cabbie drove from a cathedral to a hospital where the bomb was detonated, killing the bomber. Wow. Lieutenant Pete, he's just showed up. Lieutenant Pete, the great Lieutenant Peter Pranzo. Jan J, yes, Andy is fab. So guys, coffee with Cannon, cheers. Great to have you guys on board. Oh, Marie Green is from the UK. I thought she was Irish for some reason. So Marie Green is officially from the UK. That's okay. Oh, yes, okay. She just said yes. That's fantastic. I would like to start to go traveling again. I mean, all of us feel, well, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but myself, I feel like for the last 2 years that we've sort of been held hostage from COVID. And, we haven't really been able to travel too much. And I'd like to travel. I'd like to go to England. I'd like to go to Ireland. I'd like to go to Italy for the food. I love Italian food. And, I'd like to do a little traveling, but it's just starting to open up now. And hello, Lisa Thompson. Excuse me. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So, yeah, I would like to start doing a little traveling. It feels like we've been locked down for a long time. And now that the vaccinations have been picking up and I've gotten mine, I don't know if, people are asking me now, are you going to get the, what's it called when you get the second vaccine? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, probably will get it, but Mickey V, hello, Bill, and everyone from Sweden. Emily King, booster shot. Yeah, I'm going to probably get that. Some people told me the second one was really did a number on their arm, like it hurt. I don't know. Did either of the Pranzos get the booster? Did Richello or Lieutenant Pete get the booster? Sabina Lennon, the booster, right. Thank you. I know there's a lot of people that, for whatever reasons, they don't get the vaccine. And look, I agree with freedom and all of that stuff, but I sort of feel that it makes you and everyone else safer if you do get it. Bernie Manley, I am from Ireland, the North, but lived my life in New York City and Massachusetts and Maine. Beautiful. I got the Pfizer vaccine. So I guess I'm going to be 65 years old December 14th. Can you guys believe that? And what's the point? I'm not going to hide my age. It is what it is. You're lucky to still be around, right? So I guess I'm eligible for the booster based on the fact that I'm going to be 65, Sweet Melissa, you had COVID 2 times and still got vaccinated. Wow. And what was it each time? Was it severe or was it less severe the second time? Sweet Melissa, if you want to answer that, you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. But, because you know who got Joe Murray got it? He got hit by a truck when he got COVID, man. We were worried about him. We were really worried about him. He was in the hospital, and he happened to not be vaccinated. So we were scared for him, but Joe came through it, and he's a big, strong bull, and now he's got his own podcast called Allegedly Guilty. So, Sweet Melissa, ICU the second time was critical. Wow, I would have thought that getting it the second time, you would have had the antibodies and been able to have a less severe case. But what do I know, Linda Petrovich, how are you? Hello, Police Off the Cuff. Cheers, everyone. This is Police Off the Cuff, Coffee with Cannon. Glad you could join me. Polka Dot Susan, my immune system is working good. When I went to my last, we were talking about our ailments, talking about medicine. But when I went to my yearly physical, my doctor he asked me if I wanted the shingles vaccination. And I said, yeah, maybe I'll take it. And he goes, I just want to warn you. He goes, you're going to feel like you got hit by a bus for about 2 or 3 days. I said, no, I don't want it then. I don't need to be hit by a bus. But apparently if you get shingles, you talk about being hit by a bus, it's no joke. So, it's crazy, really crazy. So, did any of you guys watch the Dr. Phil show with Candace and Don Wells? There was no new information, but it was sort of, I don't know, it was sort of sad. It was almost like, they were just being put on display for the whole country to see. Aunt BB, yeah, I heard shingles is painful, but I heard the vaccine's no picnic either, Yeah, so I was watching some of it, and it was sort of, I don't know, something about it I didn't really like. Because first of all, it's been 5 months since Summer Wells. It's June 15th, 2021. And Dr. Phil is like asking the same questions that we were asking 5 months ago as if they're brand new. So where were you when I was just like, Dr. Phil, it sort of just makes me laugh, like he's this new investigator that's going to crack the case. We're trying to help you find your daughter. And I'm just like, dude, what are you doing after today's show to help find her daughter? I bet you're doing nothing. But on TV, it looks good if you say, we want to help you find your daughter. And then he had these two body language experts on the show talking about their reading their body language, and then they determined that they were not involved in it. That's what they determined. However, he felt that Candace had guilty knowledge. That's a term I guess they use in the psychological circles. She had guilty knowledge of what happened to Summer, and it could even be deep down, Candace. As he, here he is on this show, and he's showing all this body language, and he's wearing this $50,000 gold watch, and I'm just assuming the price, but I know he's making big bucks from that show, right? And he's sitting there, and it's just, to me, it's just so pathetic. It's just typical daytime TV. Let's get some amazing ratings. But what are we doing on podcasts too? We're trying to get subscribers, and we're doing this sort of the same thing. But he was asking questions or acting like this was a brand new investigation that he just started on his show when the case started on June 15th. And a lot of people that have been following this, we've been up and down every road and looked at everything. And they mentioned something called the cornbread mafia. And when he mentioned that statement, Candace got all her mouth drooped and she was all teary-eyed and stuff. So they were like, oh my God, we found it. We found the deception right there. Candace, you got all kinds of upset when they said cornbread mafia. I don't know. Sorry if you guys are Dr. Phil lovers, but I find it hilarious, And yeah, they called them hillbillies, right? Hillbillies, yeah. I love the Dr. Phil, I'm trying to help you find your daughter. Yeah, sure, Dr. Phil. When the show ends today, you're going home. You're not going to do anything. I'm going to go up every trail, down search every house, search every tree. I mean, come on. Yeah, look, you have to find some humor in this stuff. Even though, of course, Summer Wells being missing is horrendously tragic. Irma Rivera, who we've had on the show. In fact, I keep trying to get her on the show again, but she's been busy every time I've asked her. She felt from the very beginning that Summer was kidnapped. And I disagreed with her, and I still disagree with her, but she still feels to this day that Summer was kidnapped and trafficked. Yes, we do need to find Summer Wells. Wouldn't it be fantastic if she's alive, living in some better situation than she had with her family, with Don and Candace? I mean, look, I don't wish that on anyone, and I don't wish ill will to anyone in this world, Don and Candace. But to me, and to make a judgment, they're not great people, and I'm going to say that straight out. I think they both have alcohol and drug problems, and I think their kids are in danger with them. Their house was something out of the Addams Family, worse, much worse. Wires exposed all over the place. The playroom, as they described it, looked like a dungeon. I mean, can you imagine a home inspector going through that home? You think that home would pass inspection? I think not. And in fact, I think Bureau of Child Welfare insisted that they make certain changes to the home before they would give them their 3 boys back. I don't know if they're going to, in fact, give their 3 boys that they took away during this investigation, if those boys are ever going to return to their house. Yeah, Alicia B., the Wells family are not the Rockwells or the Cleavers, for sure. Aunt BB, it was filthy. Uh, Arrakis Mudab, I hope Summer's still alive. Nonetheless, I fear she passed away. You could be right, but there's always hope. You know, there's always hope. Look at that little girl they found in Australia. That was unbelievable. She was 4 years old and she was missing for like, what, 3 weeks or something, and they found her. That's what you always hope for, you know? So, folks, cheers. This is Coffee with Cannon. I'm so glad you could join me today. I see a lot of our friends from across the pond. So great to see you. Um, Anyone see I didn't watch it. I watched the very beginning of it. 60 Minutes last night was talking about, all the ships in the harbor that they can't, the supply chain crisis. There's like 70 or 80 ships that haven't been unloaded. Like, what is that all about? I mean, I think that's got to be some kind of scam. You know, someone's making money off that. But when you order your presents for Christmas or try to go shopping for Christmas, guess what? The shelves are going to be empty, you know? Dana Whitman, good morning from Yakima, Washington. Yikes, yes, no freight drivers. Is that really the problem with the supply chain? Is there a shortage of truck drivers? Is there a shortage of people that unload the trucks? Where is it coming from? I mean, some people thought that, you know, that there was some fugaziness. Let's use that mob term. You know, is there some fugaziness in this thing? British Chippy, Brexit has been our problem since it began, but I don't want to get into any arguments here. Ladies of Tramp, no one wants the jab. I don't know if it's true or gas, as you say in the USA. Well, we know once the new administration came in and they shut down that pipeline, we knew gas was going to skyrocket. Because before that, we were, Jennifer McGee, I love you, Bill. I've been watching some of the old Police Off the Cuff episodes. Thank you so much. You know, I really 100% think we do real quality work, and I love the show. And of course, since I'm the co-host, of course I'm going to love it. Although not all shows are are equally as good, but I think we do really good work. And I'm trying. You know, we're trying to grow this channel. And for my commercial right now, if you're listening, following, and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, give us a thumbs up. It's free to subscribe on YouTube, right? I love Police Off the Cuff, and I love Duty Rons. That's from Sweet and Melissa. We love your name, Sweet and Melissa. Lisa Thompson, British Chippy, nowhere else in Europe is affected. Our shortage of workers stems from giving them the heave, since Brexit. Mickey V, loved the show yesterday. Thank you very much. I thought yesterday's show was excellent, and I think it was educational. I think we were teaching people about the state of crime in New York City, how we can lower crime in New York City through using that unit called anti-crime. And thank you guys for watching. You know, Lisa Thompson, hey. Richella Pranzo, agree 100%. Sabrina Lennon, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, you know. And, you know, something I forgot, I have this heater next to me. You guys could take a look at it right there. There it is. See? I should have turned it on, but I didn't think it was going to be that cold out here, but it is pretty damn cold. But it's too late. I'm not going to be able to. Scuba Cop, Mike Carew. You watched that episode? I love that episode. We actually shot that episode on a police launch. That was, God, that's got to be like 2 years ago. Hello, T. Michelle Smith. So good to see you. Yeah, Mike Carew, what a great guy. I'd like to have him back on. Oh my God. He runs a dive shop on City Island in the Bronx. That guy is like a hero, man. Unbelievable. What, factual breakdown, rats, I'm being skipped. I tried at Michael Castrion. Dana Whitman, Gisela is awesome. Yes, she is. Marie Green, put it on, Bill. I'm cold. It is pretty cold. Steffi, I also watch Adam the Stringer from LLC New York City, so I see the crime scenes live. It's pretty awesome. Wow. Tara Ellis, Bernie Manley, plus you have a personality and a great chatter. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys listen. I'm trying to come up with new and interesting shows. You know, it's not always so Lisa Thompson, you remind me to that song. I really can't say, 'cause baby, it's cold outside. I just had a drink, but baby, it's cold outside. I used to do that in my comedy act, but I won't tell you what the next part of it was. There was people were objecting to that song because they thought it was like misogynistic and they didn't like it. And then I did a rap tune called "Back That Ass Up," and I said, which song is more offensive, you know? And it got a lot of laughs when I used to do that. But I haven't been on stage in a while. Thank you, Eric Madabi, Lisa Thompson. How are you? Good to see you guys. You guys know that song, "Baby It's Cold Outside," right? It's from like, I think it's from like the 40s. Uh, Steffi, love your singing. Thank you. The lady's a tramp. Bill is a hidden rock star. Funny, funny, funny. Yeah. It may. Well, I'm sure Dean Martin probably sang it, but a lot of different people sang it. Tom Jones, that guy's amazing, right? He's got to be either late 70s, early 80s, and he's in unbelievable shape, and he still has that voice, right? What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. His biggest hit, I think, was "It's Not Unusual," right? It's not unusual to go out at any time. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone, right? That Tom Jones, the best, and he was from, I think he's from Wales, right? Wales, Tom Jones. What a talented, talented guy. I saw him singing one time with Van Morrison, and there was one other singer, and they were all three great. I was like, wow. I love hearing Tom Jones sing. Like sometimes the songs he sings, he doesn't have sing the greatest songs. When he sings like a real song that you recognize, he's just incredible. He's an incredible talent, you know. And hello, Amber Buck. Tom's 80. Wow, beautiful Tom Jones, 80 odd, you say. That's fantastic. 80 something years old, and to be 80 and healthy, and 80 and vibrant, and 80 and love what you're doing, amazing. That's why I think people that are in the arts that and they make it and they make good money at it and they make a living, they can work forever, really, you know? Although if you're a singer, your voice doesn't really last forever. I mean, anyone hear Paul McCartney now? He lost a lot in his voice, and he's in his 80s, I guess, but he can't sing like he used to. And you know, that guy he was an amazing singer back in the day, right? Harekas Mudabi, you think I should go on America's Got Talent? Yo, he's the co-host from Police Off the Cuff is going to sing a few songs, you know. Yeah, Paul McCartney doesn't have the voice that he once had, but you know, you start losing it. And I think Billy Joel can still sing, but he doesn't have the power that he used to have, you know. And now he doesn't tour the world anymore. He just does Madison Square Garden. He's done Madison Square Garden. I think he sold it out a record 160 times. Is that unbelievable? 160 times he sold out. Phil Collins, great talent, amazing talent. Billy Joel, yes, great singing. He was once a great songwriter too, and years ago he stopped writing songs, which is a shame, you know. I'm sure he could still. Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin, yes, awesome singer. Tough to sing Led Zeppelin songs because they're in such a high key, right? Alicia B. So you say Billy Joel is not the same as he once was. No one is the same as they once were, right? Rod Stewart, amazing, amazing. I remember as a kid on WABC radio in New York hearing Maggie May, the song Maggie May, and I was just blown away by it. The little mandolin solo, and hearing Rod Stewart's voice, you know, "Wake up, Maggie," with that raspiness. And I mean, I remember that song. That was so fantastic. WABC radio in New York back in the day, before FM radio, was a 50,000 watt clear channel station, which means that potentially at certain hours of the day you could get it in California because it was so powerful, and it would travel all the way to California. But that was, of course, pre FM, where people were Yeah, the story on Tony Bennett, I watched that. He was with Lady Gaga and he has Alzheimer's, but he could remember the words to all the songs. That's incredible, right? You forget everything else, but your talent that you've done, I guess, when they talk about muscle memory, when you repeat things over and over and over again, it's like if you play an instrument, if you play guitar or if you play piano, you don't have to think about when you play guitar forming a G chord or a C chord or a D chord. You've done it so many times, and repetition wise, your hand and your brain just remembers how to do it. It's the same thing with music, same thing with singing a song. How many, each individual, if you love music, how many songs do you think you have in the archives of your brain? You can hear a song you haven't heard in 20 years and say, oh, I remember that song. That's pretty incredible, right? Glenn Campbell, yeah, someone just mentioned Glenn Campbell. He also had Alzheimer's, and before he totally lost it, he was on tour, and he could remember all the songs, and then he could still play the guitar, and then eventually, you lose all of that. But it's an incredible thing, and it's probably to do. Kathy Bates, you think you know 5,000 songs? I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Lisa Thompson, I play my own classical on my Wii piano. Well, classical piano, classical guitar is amazing. But so that's Billy Joel started out as a classical pianist, and then he took lessons as a 4-year-old, I think. 4 or 5-year-old, he was forced to take music lessons, which he probably resisted. Factual breakdown. When I retired, I've been playing guitar since I was 19, and sometimes more than like lately I've been putting it down. I haven't been playing that much. But when I retired, I bought myself a Martin Grand Performance Series acoustic guitar, it's an amazing guitar, and I've had it for like 10 years now. And I also have 2 Fender Stratocasters, electric guitars. So yeah, I love to play, and for some reason with the podcast and everything, I don't play as much, but I still try to pick it up at least once a day. Marie Green can even play a triangle. Musical patterns save different. Well, something, when you learn scales in music, that's how you usually remember them in patterns. And that's how your brain works. Play guitar guy for us sometimes, Sabina Lennon. When it gets warm out, maybe. I'm not going to do it out here when it's freezing out. Marie Green, I bossed that damn triangle. You guys, cheers. Coffee with Cannon. It's so nice to have you guys out here. Mickey V plays the guitar every day. Sabina Lennon. Look, music will keep you young, and music will keep your brain. It's just like reading. Like they say, you should always read, and a lot of people get too lazy. They don't read, but that's a brain exercise, and so is music. If you play an instrument, that totally keeps your brain occupied and keeps you thinking, and it keeps your brain going. And I'm not trying to preach, but yep, the Dr. Phil show was odd, and Candace's behavior was it's a little off the wall. Yeah, I make music and Phil Grimaldi makes sauce. Right now he's stirring it with that gigantic spoon that's like an oar for a boat, He's stirring that big pot of sauce. That's for sure. He'd be laughing if he heard me say that, Melissa, your brother had a band since he was a young child. We always had music in the house. That's fantastic, That's important. Duty Ron's in the chat. Oh my God, Duty Ron stirs a lot of sauce too. He's another Italian guy. His last name's Licciardi. He's not getting away. He's stirring that big pot of sauce too, Kathy Bates, I'm making sauce as we chat with hot sausage. I like the sweet sausage. Sometimes the hot Italian sausage is too hot, right? Duty Ron is in the house. Amber Buck, fly me to the moon, fly me to the moon, and let me sing among the stars. Let me know what life is like on Jupiter and Mars. I used to know all the standards. I used to learn them on guitar too. I used to play that "Fly Me to the Moon" chord melody on my guitar. I can't play it anymore. if you don't play it, those chord melody tunes, you forget them because the chords are complicated, the jazz chords and everything. Is Andy the Gabby Cabby in the house? I haven't seen him, but if he is, hello, Andy. Sweet Melissa, my dad always sang that. I still cry. Sweet Melissa, don't cry, please, don't cry. Stacy Forrester, what if they owed someone something, Cornbread Mafia, and those people took her? You know, that's what people are trying to get Candace to say. That she, did she have a drug account with them and she didn't pay? They're trying to get that out of her. Yeah, I could play Mickey V a little lead. I'm not a great lead guitarist. I wish I was. I started really getting into that, but look, Peter Pranzo, you play alto and tenor sax? Lieutenant Pete, is that right? Or you just wrote that in your chat? Andy the Gabby Cabby, how you doing, Andy? Good to see you. Mickey Mantle, Saucy Phil, and Kerry Gold Bill. Cheers, guys. I'm just going to take a little water. Coffee with Cannon. Cheers. Bernie Manley, I had an accordion in my Irish step dancing. I'm sat at Gatwick. Hi, Bill. That's great. So, guys, it goes so fast. I'm already past 35 minutes, and sometimes I come on here with not a real lot to talk about, but then I always wind up just having a conversation. You guys, it's amazing. I said yesterday, this is therapy. Peter Pranzo, 70 years of playing the saxophone? Then you must be pretty damn good, Lieutenant Pete. I'd love to hear Lieutenant Pete play the sax, right? Yeah, so it's like therapy being out here talking to you guys. It's like I feel like you guys are my friends. We're gonna have to have a little party in my yard, in me golden. Sweet Melissa, I'm out of coffee. Please keep doing these lives. I'm gonna try. We'd all love to hear Lieutenant Pete play the sax. Absolutely. Lieutenant Pete should be on our show playing the saxophone. All right, guys. I'm at 37 minutes. I don't want to go much longer than this. I just want to say, tonight at 9 p.m., myself and Phil Grimaldi, we're going to cover the Don and Candace Wells appearance on the Dr. Phil show. Talk about if there was anything new, if there anything that, Amber Buck, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. If there's anything new, anything that we should talk about, and we're just going to cover that. We haven't spoke about the Summer Wells case in a long time. So if you guys want to show up, please, tonight. Andy, thanks, Bill goes to CYA. Take care. Thank you, Andy. Jan Bernard, you'll watch tonight. Thank you, Ruth Ann Griffin. See you then. Bernie Manley. Jan J, thanks, you guys. So I'm going to be signing off right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you tonight at 9 p.m., myself and Phil Grimaldi. Hopefully his sauce will be done by then. All right? Have a great day.